What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Big Benji podcast coming at you with.
Multi.
And today we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the WWE pay-per-view backlash that happened earlier today. What did you think about the first match?
Well, the first match, Randy Orton, Solo Sikoa versus Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa in a street fight. I thought it was a great way to kick off the show. You know, a hostile crowd all night long, and a lot of weapons used in this match. A lot of physical.
Yeah, we had a couple tables was used, some trash cans. Randy Orton RKO'd Solo Sikoa on the announce table. Tama Tonga got swanton through a table. Tama Tonga got literally whelps across his back from the kendo sticks.
Yeah, and also his first match in WWE, I thought he did very well for it.
Yeah, he performed pretty good. I wonder what his brother's going to be like when he starts performing.
Yeah, the debut of his brother. Thought it maybe be Jacob Fatu, another member of the Bloodline, coming in tonight, but it was Tama Tonga's brother instead. So,
well, with the Bloodline, when Roman Reigns returns to action, I mean, what do you think he's going to do about, Solo Sikoa trying to take over the Tribal Chief name?
I definitely maybe see Roman and Usos, joining forces again, and maybe facing them in a 6-man tag at SummerSlam or somewhere down the line.
That would be pretty cool. Because
and you also got to have The Rock in the conversation, and
because The Rock did say he would be back.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying Cody versus Rock at SummerSlam. Maybe Cody versus Rock at WrestleMania 41.
How do you think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton did as a team? Do you think they have good chemistry together?
Yeah, I maybe see them, continue as a tag team for right now. We got King of the Ring coming up, so
I feel like their tag team would be better than RK Bro.
I don't know.
But I actually didn't watch WWE during the time of RK Bro. I actually just got back into it probably about a year ago.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much because when I started watching full time, Randy was hurt after an attack from the Bloodline, so. But, the first match, I would give it a good 9 out of 10. I think it was probably the best match of the night, in my personal opinion.
Well, I mean, you seen when Randy Orton RKO Solo to the announce table, he instantly was grabbing at his back. I mean, and he just returned from back surgery. How long do you think he has left in the WWE before he retires because of his back?
It really depends, I think, just how long he wants to do it, I feel like, and, how long his body's going to be able to contend with how much he does.
Well, I mean, he's got to be careful doing that because if he does it enough, he could eventually cause permanent damage or even paralyze himself.
Yeah.
But first match of the night was a really good match, and now we're going to get into match 2, which was the triple threat match
for the Women's Championship.
For the WWE Women's Championship, and it had Naomi, Bayley, and Tiffany Stratton. What did you think of that match?
I thought it was another very good matchup. I thought all 3 women looked strong, and I think all 3 had a chance to win it tonight. I think the ending was kind of sloppy with a roll-up. I don't really care for them kind of finishes, but it is what it is. I think all 3 of them left here tonight at Backlash strong.
Yeah, I think Tiffany Stratton. She had a couple good moves, but that match I just felt like they messed up too much. I mean, Tiffany Stratton had a couple botches in the match where you could tell the move didn't get executed the way she wanted it to.
Yeah, and also I think, later on the show when we talk about it, the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Bianca, I thought, in the middle of that match it was just sloppy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they kept messing up.
But, that's going to happen in professional wrestling, and I think it happened a couple times tonight.
But yeah, Bayley retained the WWE Women's Championship. How long do you think she'll hold that championship before she's dethroned?
Well, I'm not really sure. We got Queen and King of the Ring, later this month, and Money in the Bank in July. So, I think Tiffany Stratton might be a big favorite for Money in the Bank. I think she's probably going to go after Bayley if she does win it. So, I'm not sure. How about you?
I think that she may hold it until WrestleMania this year, or until Rhea Ripley returns from injury, and she may either go after her Women's World Heavyweight Championship, or she may go after Bayley. Which one do you think she'll go back after?
I think probably the Women's World Heavyweight title, because she is on Raw with the Judgment Day. And, she still wants revenge from, with Liv, with Becky, everybody on Monday Night Raw. Definitely when she gets back.
Yeah, Naomi did pretty good tonight. And Bayley was alright good tonight. You see, halfway through the match, she was favoring her knee that she's had problems with in the past. Do you think that's going to be a problem in her championship reign?
I don't. I think it's going to happen every once in a while, kind of like what you said about Randy earlier. But I think she'll be fine.
All right, and that was a good match. Let's get into match 3, which was Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. My thoughts on that match was, I believe that Jey Uso is a wonderful competitor. He's a great singles competitor, and I wish he could get his hands on a singles championship. When do you think he's going to get his first singles championship?
Well, he's on the Raw brand, which has the IC title, which Sammy holds right now. Well, I think if he does win, I think it's definitely going to be the IC title this year if he does win one title, singles championship. But again, about the match, though, that crowd was electric for Jey Uso's entrance. Never seen anything like that. And, it really shows that Jey's getting over as a single star and not just in the shadow of his brother with a tag team. And, Damian, I thought he did pretty well. I thought the match started off a little slow, but I think it picked up as it went on. And I thought both men looked incredible tonight.
Yeah, Damian Priest looks pretty good tonight. And, I feel like even without the help of the Judgment Day in the match, he probably still would have retained.
Yeah, I like the little tension that they're building with Judgment Day. Him getting mad at Finn and JD about, getting involved. We might see a Finn Balor versus Damian for the world title down the picture, maybe at SummerSlam or Clash at the Castle that's in June, Money in the Bank, July.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good to see, because I seen something online where when Damian won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, Finn was looking directly at it as he was holding it up.
Yeah, something he won going to be 8 years now ago, and he had to relinquish it because of an injury, and he hasn't got it back ever since. So, and he, had that rivalry with Seth, late last summer, and, wasn't successful, and, so... Yeah, I definitely know there's tension building between the Judgment Day, especially with Rhea and, Dom out now. So, we'll have to see.
J.D. McDonough, I don't know what they were thinking bringing him onto the Judgment Day, because he's kind of like the real life version of a Mr. Magoo in the WWE.
Lord Farquaad, as I call him.
He does nothing but mess things up for the Judgment Day, and he has since he's tried to join him, and he is in the Judgment Day now only because of Finn Balor. But ultimately he did help Damian Priest retain the championship tonight.
Yeah.
But I feel like later on, Damian is eventually going to kick him out of the Judgment Day for good, because he's doing nothing but messing up.
Yeah, and also something, I thought maybe Bloodline, interferes with that match earlier and cost us Jey. Building with him and Jimmy coming back together and, defeating the Bloodline. But, Jimmy is hurt right now, so I think they're going to postpone it for a little bit until they reunion once Jimmy gets healthy. But for this match, I give it a good 7 or 6 out of 10.
I give it probably about an 8 out of 10. I mean, Jey looked really good. He hit the Uso splash a couple times and just couldn't keep Damian down for the 3 count. But that brings us on to our next match of the night, which was the
Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Bianca for the women's tag.
That match, like you said earlier, that match was a bit sloppy once it got towards the middle. Jade Gargill, that's her name, right?
Jade Cargill.
Jade what?
Jade Cargill.
Cargill?
Yeah.
Jade Cargill. She was stumbling around like she was lost in the ring when she got hit.
Yeah, it looked like she may be a little gassed, and but I think it was a good choice for Triple H to put her in a tag team early. Coming over from AEW, she's not used to these waters over here in WWE, so I think it's good to put her with Bianca, and I think they can elevate the women's tag titles to newer heights.
Well, it's just, she's not really selling the moves like other superstars can.
Yeah, something I also saw before the match, the Kabuki Warriors, the champions coming out before Bianca and Jade. I know they want to present Jade as a big star, but you always got to put the champions out last because they deserve it. But
yeah, and Bianca, she's a good superstar. We've seen her perform in the past when she was holding the Raw Women's Championship,
SmackDown,
and the SmackDown Women's Championship. She performed great as a champion, and then when she lost it to who? She lost it to Charlotte.
No, she lost it
to Asuka, wasn't it? Who she lose it to? It was
she lost to Asuka, the Raw Women's Championship.
She lost the Raw Women's Championship to Asuka, and after that, I don't think she's performed that great in the ring since then.
Yeah, but I don't think she got a lot of stuff since Asuka really. Something big besides Jade now with the women's tag titles.
Yeah, and Asuka, I'm surprised Asuka didn't hit a poison mist at some point throughout the match because I thought she would on one of them, but she never did. And who was Asuka's partner? What?
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane. And I feel like she botched a couple of her moves in the match too.
Yeah. But I think overall, I thought it was a pretty good match, though. I think it was still ended up really good. I'm glad Bianca and Jade is women's tag champions.
And that brings us to the last match of the night, which was the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus the Phenomenal One AJ Styles. And that match out of the get-go was a good match. It was two Georgia boys going at it, and Cody Rhodes ultimately come out as the winner. Cody Rhodes, anytime he's in the ring, he performs excellent. I don't believe ever since I've started watching him under the new gimmick, the American Nightmare, he has messed up once in a match.
No, he's doing real good as champion, and I think it was a great first challenger in AJ Styles to have him be the one to face Cody first, and it was a big match for both of them. AJ, he hasn't held gold since I'm not even sure. Cody just winning that title a month ago at WrestleMania, and this was his first defense, so I think it was a really big one for him, and that was a good win for him tonight.
Yeah, AJ's looking great since he returned from injury. When he left, he was, he was still jacked, but now he's like super jacked.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes looked great tonight. Yeah, like you said, he had a very good first title defense. Well, his first televised title defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's gonna hold that champion at least until next year's WrestleMania, and then he's probably gonna lose it to somebody then. I don't really think they're gonna bring Roman Reigns back into that picture.
No, I don't. I think it's definitely gonna be Rock. I don't think they're gonna have Roman lose 2 times to Cody. But we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. But The Rock said that even if Cody wasn't champion, he was still coming for him.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be a great when they two collide. Whenever it is. Rock is busy with some movies, so we're not sure if he's gonna be able to make it to SummerSlam. So maybe they have Roman go after Solo first, then Rock come back, and all that stuff first before Rock and Cody face off.
But ultimately, Backlash was an okay pay-per-view. They could have, the superstars could have did a little bit better job of executing some of these moves that they were doing.
Yeah, overall, I'll probably get about a 7.5. Yeah, I think a 7.5 is what I would give it.
They were in Lyon, France for Backlash this year, and the crowd, like you said earlier, was electric. They cheered the whole time. They cheered so loud that they caused Triple H's Apple Watch to activate the noise warning because of how loud it was.
Yeah, that's really all, international pay-per-views, like, London last year at Money in the Bank, Backlash in 2023 with Puerto Rico, Montreal Elimination Chamber 2023. Perth, Australia this year at Elimination Chamber was pretty loud. And it's just so good to, be able to have it overseas and stuff like that. And, them be out there and be so loud.
But ultimately, this coming Monday night on Raw, I mean, what do you think is going to be some of the stories building up for King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring?
Yeah, we got our, the Raw matches for Queen and King of the Ring. Some bangers got to come our way. Gunther and Sheamus, a great rivalry they had for the IC title back in 2022. Ilya Dragunov's first night on Raw facing Ricochet. So, and then Drew and Finn Balor, speaking of Finn Balor, a big win would be Drew McIntyre this Monday. And then we have some women matches, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, they're going to be in action this Monday.
I ain't seen them perform in a while.
Yeah, I think one of them could benefit from it. And that's what I think, the Queen of the Ring winner should, be someone, that hasn't been big yet, that really wants to get over with the fans.
Whether that should be, in my opinion, that should be, could you imagine if Ronda Rousey returned to the WWE?
I'm not sure if she's going to return, and even if she does, I don't think she should win it because, she's already a big name as it is. She
made her name in UFC, wasn't it? Or MMA?
Yeah. Then she came back to, WWE, or she came to WWE in 2018, I believe. Left, came back in 2022, then left, at SummerSlam in 2023, so.
I've been seeing on the interwebs that, there's been rumors and rumors upon rumors that Brock Lesnar is going to return to the WWE. You think he's going to return?
If the accusations get dropped about what he did, I definitely do. Because I don't think Brock did it with, all the allegations and stuff, but I hope he does.
You see, I've never understood something like that. I mean, if they did it, that's horrible. But if they're just being accused of it, how can you accuse somebody of doing something 10 to 15 years after it happened?
It wasn't 10 to 15 years, but yeah, it was a little. I think the incident was in 2021, I believe, and now it was just brought up in 2024, late 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't understand that, but. But who's your pick to win King and Queen of the Ring?
My pick for King of the Ring is going to be the Ring General, Gunther, however you say his name. And Queen of the Ring is going to be...
Well, I'm going to pick my King of the Ring. I think it's also going to be Gunther. After a great IC title reign, 666 days.
Or...
I think he definitely deserves it.
Didn't Ludwig Kaiser turn on Gunther?
No, he turned on Giovanni Vinci.
I mean, that could be a upcoming feud between them two.
Actually, I think Giovanni Vinci went to SmackDown and Imperium's on Raw, so.
But that is the review and what we thought about the pay-per-view, and now we're gonna give y'all a little bit of backstory to this podcast, and our schedule of when it's gonna come out, and things we'll talk about on it. So first things first, it'll come out every Friday or Saturday or maybe even Sunday. It all depends on my schedule and when we're able to record.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna be talking about random things like WWE, just random topics.
Like movies, trivia, or something like that. We have some challenges on this.
And but if you want a little backstory to this is actually my little brother Landon. My name is Benjamin, and we were sitting down last night after we got done watching SmackDown, and we wrote down like a month's worth of ideas for this podcast, and we're gonna try to get it out every week. And if I can't, then we'll just have to do a double upload to make up for it the next week.
Yeah.
And an example of weird topics is like, do you remember the first time? Let me try to think of something. Do you remember the first time you embarrassed yourself in public? And what was it? Like, what was the worst time you've embarrassed yourself in public?
I'm not sure, but I don't remember a lot of things, but I think one embarrassing thing was getting yelled at by mom in front of everybody, because I'm a very shy person, so I don't like to be the center of attention a lot, and she made me that.
I would probably say one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me growing up was on the weekends when I was a kid, my dad would play softball. You remember when Dad would play softball on the weekends?
Yeah.
Well, I remember one weekend I was wearing a pair of khaki shorts out there while they were doing the tournament, and they were too big, and I didn't have a belt. So I was having to pull them up all day, and sometimes I'd have to hold them. Well, I was playing with playing with these two boys that were out there, and one of them come up behind me, and I didn't know it, and they pantsed me in public. And thank God I had boxers on, or people would have saw everything that day. But that was probably one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me. Or the time when I was going into school one morning. This happened when I was in high school, and it was raining, and then
I remember this story.
My bright brain thought it would be a good idea to wear Crocs in the rain. Well, as soon as I hit that school floor, yee! I went down, and that's when I dislocated this knee for the first time. But so yeah, I mean, we've had embarrassing stories. We'll tell more in the future, and stories like that. I've got a good story I'm gonna tell y'all on the next podcast. But
and some examples of what we'll be doing is in a couple weeks we're gonna talk about all the Halloweens, horror movies. Reviewing all of them, and we have a pie challenge coming up.
We got pie challenge. We got
every pay-per-view we'll be reviewing. So King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring in 3 weeks. That's gonna be a review for us.
But yes, and we may do some vlogs on the side. I mean, like we might make another channel and upload behind the scenes on there and whatnot. This is going to be the studio for right now. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to make it a better studio. But for right now, you got to work with what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
But this was the first pay-per-view today in the Triple H era. I mean, do you think it was better or worse than the Vince McMahon era?
Definitely better. I think 10 times better. Vince, late during his, the last bit of it, it's sometimes unbearable to watch. Just not a fun thing to watch. But I think, Triple H has brought a lot of, passion back to the WWE, and you can see that in the wrestlers, and when they go out there and perform as they do. I think it's just a better all-around environment for the wrestlers, and it was the largest gate ever in a WWE show tonight at Lyon, France, at Backlash, and they just keep breaking records with Triple H. I think it was the largest viewed WrestleMania this year. So I think it's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now in the Triple H era.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the reason why I stopped watching the WWE is because, I mean, Vince McMahon never really did anything exciting in his, and when near the end of him being in charge of the WWE, I mean, you didn't see Extreme Rules matches, you didn't see disqualifications.
Yeah, talking about Extreme Rules in 2021. They had that pay-per-view. There was only one Extreme Rules match, and the rest of them were just regular matches. But then 2022, Triple H, every match of Extreme Rules was a stipulation match.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a lot more fun to watch now because Triple H, fighting in the ring for as long as he did, he knows what the fans want to see.
Yeah, and kind of like CM Punk, the the beef they used to have, but he put that aside for the fans and brought CM Punk back, and that was a good thing for the wrestling business. And so it was really huge for Punk to come back, and a big night for wrestling fans in general.
Yeah, CM Punk's been out since the Royal Rumble with a
elbow injury.
I mean, when do you think he's going to return to the ring?
I say sometime maybe in late June, early July. He'd probably be back for SummerSlam, where I think he's probably going to face Drew McIntyre, maybe for the world title. Or,
I was just about to say that. I'm pretty sure when he returns, him and Drew McIntyre is going to have
because on June 15th at Clash of the Castle, it's going to be in Scotland, somewhere Drew's very close to, and I think it's going to be Drew versus Damian. Drew finally gets his moment in front of his family and friends finally, and it's going to be more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I mean, at WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre just let his pride get the best of him and try to show off to CM Punk because, I mean, when CM Punk came back to the WWE, he was initially going after Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was definitely the plan, was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania, but Drew changed that entirely with entering CM Punk, him getting that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And CM Punk didn't like that, and he definitely let that get known.
And talking about Seth Rollins, I want y'all to realize Seth Rollins has done a lot for the WWE. He actually, for real, not part of the story, at WrestleMania, he got severely injured.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually didn't notice it till I seen a post on Facebook to where when he did the curb stomp on night 2, he had to customize it because he couldn't do it the right way or it would hurt his knee. He actually did more of a leg drop than he did the curb stomp because his knee was so bad.
Yeah, and Seth, he just kept going through for the fans. He wouldn't, stop for anything.
I know, and I mean, he actually announced that he would be taking a break away from the WWE, and to me, it's more than deserved, and he could take off.
Yeah, and Becky said, I think a couple weeks ago, he got surgery on something, and so he'd probably be out for a couple months. Maybe returns at the Rumble. Gives him a lot of time off and let him heal. Because he had a back injury.
Mm-hmm.
And his knee as well, as you said. So.
I mean, do you think when he comes back at WrestleMania, or if he does come back at the Royal Rumble, I mean, do you think he's going to go after the World Heavyweight Championship when he comes back? If he wins the Rumble?
I definitely see CM Punk holds it, or, Drew McIntyre. If one of them two do, I definitely think he will, but,
but, I mean, let's talk about some other champions. The U.S. champion right now, who holds the United States Championship?
Logan Paul.
I mean, what do you think who's going to be his next opponent for?
Well, I definitely think he's going to hold it on till SummerSlam, which is in Cleveland, his hometown. Maybe lose it to LA Knight. A lot of fan favorites pick him to lose it to LA Knight. So.
And what about the Raw? What about the Awesome Truth? When do you think they're going to lose their tag team titles?
Well, they got a new array of tag teams on Raw. Authors of Pain, the New Catch Republic. They still got Alpha Academy. There's still a lot of great tag teams on that show, but I'm not 100% sure who I think's going to win it right now. The New Day, they're on Raw. I think they'd be a great choice. But, not 100% sure right now.
Well, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the first episode of the podcast. We will make them longer in the future. Once again, this is Big Benji and Lil Thiggy. And we will see y'all on next week's episode where we are going to be talking. What do we have on the list to do next week?
Just random topics.
Random topics. We're going to talk and have fun next week. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. Like, comment any ideas that you want us to do. And we'll see y'all in the next one.